What is good, Southside family? It's your boy youngnosatv coming at you with another reaction video. This one's to why Goten is unlike Goku and Gohan. And off of perspective, I'm gonna tell you, throughout it, how I feel about it, because in my feeling, GT did a lot of character development that was a lot better than what Super did. Super just threw so much at you without developing stuff, and then they gotta do better, man. I've been keeping updates on the manga, and if you're looking for the next Dragon Ball Z anime, you about to get a headache, man. Man, spoiler alert! If you wanna skip this part, you probably should, because I'm about to tell you what's about to happen in the first arc they did. Which, if you haven't known, I'm gonna give you a spoiler, because it's better if I explain what I mean and how crazy development they like. So basically, it's the prisoner arc, I believe, the Galactic Prisoner arc, which introduces another, I guess you can say, a reincarnation of Cell. The reincarnation of Cell. Nah, it's not really the reincarnation of Cell. It's more like somebody who has the Cell's ability, but like 100 times better. Like, hey, oh, you can do that skill? Oh, thank you. That's mine. That's mine now. Thank you. Like, that's how OP. He is stupid OP. Like, very OP. Moro is a complete badass. Like, where was he throughout the whole Dragon Ball series? God damn, that man's a beast. But yeah, and Goku. I'm gonna get back to the video. But like, I'm gonna get to the video. But Goku literally just, like, he has a choice to just say either he's going to destroy the Earth or America's going to happen. If you want me to tell you the rest of the story, just say it at the bottom, and I'll say it at the bottom of the comments. This video is already long enough. So let's get this video to 3 likes, and let's get to this discussion.
Goku's son Goten, the son of the protagonist of the show that really never had limelight throughout the entire Dragon Ball series. And
SFNGT.
This video today, Geekdom and I are going to be discussing a lot of the things about Goten that really never happened, and a lot of our thoughts on his potential and everything else. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. As Geekdom, when it comes to Goku's second son Goten, what do you actually think about his usage, bro?
Trunks has more.
He was pretty much brought in to be the replacement Goku as far as like having a kid in the series as a prevalent character, because Goku had died. The series shifted to being about Gohan. They wanted to have a new kind of shonen kid hero to, represent the children. Just like why Goku became a kid in GT. That's what Goten is. I think the issue with Goten is they never really developed his character beyond just the Blue arc. He's kind of a humble kid, kind of like Goku. Also, Kid Trunks, actually did get some development in the Trunks arc, and Goten was nowhere to be seen. It was interesting how they just kind of forgot about him. So, Goten is just kind of there. He's just a kid. And, for better or for worse, no matter how much you like GT, that's irrelevant. You can't deny that GT making Goten like
Man, there's a lot of things GT, did better than the regular series as far as development. Just the plot of GT is having Goku back as a kid. It's dumb. That's probably threw off a lot of people, because at one point GT was canon, and the next thing you know, they said it's not canon because Toriyama said, "Oh look, I'm tired of it. All right, it's not canon. Let's go with a different idea." That's basically what happened. So in reality, you could say GT is canon. It's just not Toriyama canon, because it was canon at first, and he literally said, "You know what? It's not canon because I didn't make it. My production company. You're a production company who has rights to your artwork and stuff. Who has the rights to put out characters. Right to, this was their attempt of going beyond Toriyama. So even though Toriyama created Dragon Ball, he doesn't have full rights to Dragon Ball. So Yeah, we can say all these people who, talk Dragon Ball can say, oh, GT is not canon because Toriyama didn't make it. It's not Toriyama canon. It's canon to the production company, who owns also the rights to Dragon Ball. So it's still canon. You think about that.
Ladies,
when you don't own all your rights, think about
it. Is actually development and makes them different from the other characters, and that's, like it or not, GT handled developing Goten better than the series did. Than Super, I would say.
Right, that's a really good point. And to kind of talk a little bit more about it, like obviously if we're shonen mangas, like obviously you want to have a child protagonist, which is why they don't make Goten and Trunks age, even though they should look similar to what Trunks looked like in the history of Trunks. But
that's a whole other story.
Yeah, that's a whole conversation. Like the fact of the matter is,
all it really is for money. You got your main characters that building the story. You got your middle character. If the main character's not there, you can support him in. And then you have everybody else. You just have to. There you go, right there. And it just really is based off of money, because the kids are supposed to reflect and be more desirable to the younger generation, the younger younger viewers and stuff. So they probably won't develop them until once Pan and them get more into it. But Pan, man, I do wish Pan got a better development though. GT did that bad. Pan basically was a Chi-Chi, as the saying. That's basically what Pan was.
With the approximation of how much time has actually passed in Super right now, they are literally, if you go by the manga, they are literally 1 to 2 years respectively younger than what Gohan was when he went to high school. That's kind of how ridiculous they've kind of held back their aging in the series. But when you look at Goten and his ability to turn Super Saiyan so fast, because Toriyama needed him to go Super Saiyan so fast.
Pretty much.
You look at how strong he was at his age, and he
has the most potential.
And you also look at the fact that Goten didn't go through a lot of the life experiences that Gohan went through. So in essence, Goten could be significantly stronger than Gohan, but he didn't have to fight Cell. He didn't have to fight Frieza. He didn't have to fight the Ginyu Force. He didn't have to fight Vegeta. And all of those things kind of made his life easier, because at the end of the day, similar to Gohan in a peaceful time, because Goku and Vegeta and all of these stronger guys are around, Goten really doesn't have motivation to train.
The middle of the road.
What do you think about his potential?
He could be the strongest guy, point blank. Him and Kid Trunks. But like you said, it's about nurture versus nature. Future Trunks showed off that Super Saiyajin Ikari or Super Saiyan Rage, but because both of their lives are not as difficult. I don't know what the word is, because of that.
They diverge so differently.
Yeah, as a result of that, they never hit their maximum potential. Neither one of them did, and I don't think they ever will. And I'm not even going to count GT on this one. I mean, just in Super, they're not even focused on anymore. It's almost like they're just kids and that's it. But you are on point about their aging being a screw-up, because they should look older than they actually are, especially Trunks. And again, it goes back to that DNA thing. What could have happened there? It's just another plot hole, really. I mean, that's really what it is. There's no denying it.
In Dragon Ball Super's case, however, he has had one arc in which he did have somewhat of an impact on the plot, and that would have been the Potara arc with Trunks. What do you think about his usage throughout that little mini arc?
It was basically
Trunks. But again, though, Trunks is the one that wanted to go in the truck and play and all that. He's still Trunks' best friend, man. It's the same thing. He got no real development. He got a little bit of spotlight, but they always do that with him. He just doesn't have a character. His character is, I'm a little kid
that looks like Goku.
That looks like Goku. I want to play with toys and play with Trunks, and that's it. That's his character. He's not developed at all like Gohan is, and that's all we know about him. He seems. He's a good guy. Goten is a genuine, good guy, it seems, but it's almost like he doesn't understand the world around him and how fucked up it is. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's talk more so about Chi-Chi now. One interesting thing I've noticed about Goten is that it kind of seems like the story has flipped when it pertains to how he's supposed to be raised, because if you look at more so in Dragon Ball Z specifically, Goten was kind of raised to be a fighter because Goku died, and Gohan himself said, oh, mom's been different ever since dad died. But Super's kind of twisting the mold in a way where now that Goku's back, Chi-Chi's like, okay, well, I can make my second son a scholar again. But then if you look at GT, then Goten doesn't seem like a scholar. So in essence, what do you think about the raising of Goten?
What really ended up happening was Goku died, and Piccolo took Gohan and was like, listen, we need you to fight. Like, this is now a life or death situation. Piccolo gave no fucks about Chi-Chi's opinion about her goals for the boy.
He took his ass.
He did. He just took him. And as the series progressed, you had bigger and more serious threats like Frieza, like, of course, the artificial humans, the androids, and Gohan had to continue to get stronger because they knew he had that latent power. With Goten, it's almost because they had the 7 years of peace. Gohan was starting to fight when he was 4. From 4 years old and on, Goten had those 3 extra years where he didn't really fight. So it's almost like Chi-Chi was able to kind of drive it more home with him. But because Goten has no character, which again, this is a flaw of his, he doesn't really have much of a character. We never hear his opinions on this. We don't know if he wants to be a scholar, if he wants to be a fighter.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything that stands out.
We never hear it.
He's just here.
He is totally different from Gohan because Gohan was thrust into combat young, and we saw him develop. We saw him kind of be afraid at first, and then, of course,
even in the filler episodes, you haven't watched the filler episodes. You should watch those.
Whereas with Goten, the only adversity he was met with was, his dad was already dead when he was born, so that's already bad. He didn't have to deal with his dad dying necessarily, but he had to deal with the Majin Buu thing. And during that entire fight, there's not a single moment in that entire fight where Goten or Trunks or Goten even is concerned. Like, the whole fight, they're goofing off, they're playing around. So where's the adversity here? Like, there's no tension with these two characters. And I think it was more so Toriyama wanted to kind of lighten the tone a bit and make it more comedic, which I totally understand, but you never really saw Goten go through even a quarter of what Gohan went through, and that's why I think Gohan's a more interesting character. Even though he became a scholar at the end of the day, we really don't know much about Goten, and that's interesting to me because if you watch the end of Z, last 3 episodes, it's like Goku forces Goten to fight him because it's his son. But Goten doesn't even care. He just wants to get laid, which is fine. But I mean, it's like he doesn't really have a character, and that's why I think that Gohan has way bigger fan base because Gohan actually has a story.
Yeah. The only thing I can really say to close this video out about Goten is that when it comes to personality, it does seem like Goten is a lot more courageous than what Gohan was at an earlier age.
Yeah, he is.
But he also seems more naive too.
Right. Yeah. Because like Goten, he wasn't as scared of things as Gohan was, but at the same time, he was way more goofy because of Trunks' influence and because of the fact that they obviously grew up a very happy lifestyle. He never really had to go through the hardships and having his friends being killed in front of his face. Is that when Goten and Trunks were fighting against Buu, I mean, Buu literally turned his mother into an egg and squished her, and then Goten still screwed around anyways. He literally saw his mother die right in front of him, and then he still continued to goof off with Trunks.
He's kind of a dumbass in some ways, to be honest, right? He's not very relatable as a character, whereas Gohan is.
Right, and to give Goten some credit, if you remember when they went into the Room of Spirit and Time Hyperbolic Time Chamber, Goten went in there and he was very serious. Like, you seemed like he was determined, so I was like, yeah, way to go, Goten. But then right after, it's like, hey, Trunks, let's screw around. And Trunks is always going to be like the alpha in that, relationship where he's kind of like his just tag buddy.
Yeah.
One thing I will say also about Gohan is that there have been times when Gohan has shown bravery. Like, it wasn't just that he was forced. He initially was, but he was the one that wanted to go.
Imagine being 4 years old and having to fight
Cell. Like, he has shown bravery. Goten has too, but I feel like Goten's bravery is more like naive, whereas Gohan's bravery is like, okay, I know.
They showing a baby version. Alright, so this image right here is GT version. If you haven't seen GT, this is the GT version. This is a baby. He took over both Gohan and Goten. Spoiler alert. You can skip this if you want to. But, oh my god, man. That nigga was raw.
That situation, but I have to do what I can.
That's gonna be a long
That's the difference. I think Goten's just like a dumb kid. I hate to say that, but that's what he is.
It's, obviously we've made a lot of observations about Goten over the years, and the fact of the matter is nobody really cares about him. And share your thoughts in the comments.
That's why I'm making a better
what do you think
Dragon
about
Ball Z
Goku's
story.
Forgotten Son? So with everything else said, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe.
I just don't know how to draw.
Have a great day, guys. And Geek, do you have any final words?
I hope that we
ladies, man, go.
You know.
But that's the video. Hey, I'm if you wanna, talk about this discussion, with Goten and you can put that in the comments. I ain't trying to make this a long video than it already is. Plus, I'm trying to get some other videos out. So yeah, that's it, Southside fam. It's your boy youngnosatv heading out.
Is it too much to ask for? Yeah. Can I put my lips on your skin, baby?